We are back on schedule, guys. You see me? I'm not gonna lie, bro. Last video went crazy. I can't, bro. What? 1.2k views? Last video was crazy, bro. I don't know where all that support came from, but that was insane. And I appreciate, I appreciate. Dap me up through the screen right now. Dap me up through the screen. I don't have my face cam on, but you know, I'm geeking right now, chat. I'm geeking. I'm happy as hell, bro. I'm really happy. Seriously, thank you guys for all the support. I really appreciate that, man. I was not expect. I just wanted to put something out because it's been such a long time, and then it just went crazy. I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? I really appreciate it. At least it's motivated me now to do more. You feel me? Now I feel the need to actually get in here, even while I'm really busy as hell, and actually do more. Today's really my free day. It's like my only free day of the week now. But I'm still gonna use it for recording because you know what I'm saying, you guys have motivated the hell out of me, and I really appreciate you guys, man. Thank you very much. Truly, it means a lot to me. But we are going deep in this rabbit hole of Epstein files, bro. We are not stopping, chat. Part 1 was crazy. We had a lot of things, bro. We found out that Bill Gates was getting blackmailed by this guy Epstein. We found out that flipping Elon Musk was begging on his hand and knees to get on the Epstein Island, like, please Epstein, please let me get on your island. I just want to let loose for the weekend. Please let me just get on your island. Begging, but denying it to our faces that he never begged for it, that he was never involved. But dude was begging in the flipping emails. He was begging in the Gmails, bro. Begging that nigga to get on the island. Absolutely disgusting behavior. I have been seeing so many stuff about this Epstein stuff online, bro. It is actually insane. Like, beyond my wildest beliefs, bro. Some of your favorite celebrities are so connected to this thing. It's insane, bro. Lady Gaga, the creative director of Polaroids, according to Kanye West, Lady Gaga was literally seen eating a fucking human being. And you know what I'm saying? I'm somewhat not surprised, but at the same time, I'm kind of surprised as well, because this is the same lady that was pulling up with flipping meat on her clothing to award shows, bro. Putting what I think that was meant to symbolize humans getting skinned and stuff. I don't know what it is, but she had pretty creative way of showing the world and laughing in our faces. This is the kind of things that we do. Haha, these are the kind of things that we do, and you guys don't know about it. Haha, you guys, we're not gonna let you guys in on the joke, and we're just gonna point and laugh in your faces while we kill and eat children. That's how I interpret it, and I'm pretty sure that's how a lot of other people interpret it as well. And it really goes to show you, bro, like certain people idolize people like Lady Gaga, bro. Like, why? It's crazy that people actually idolize that woman. And bro, it really, like, be careful who you guys look up to, bro, because these people are evil, bro. These people are evil. As I am right now, bro, I am never trusting any fucking rich ass billionaire again in my fucking life, because I am just gonna assume that motherfucker is bored as fuck with all of their motherfucking billions, and they're just bored as fuck sitting in their big ass mansion with nothing to do. So guess what they're gonna do? They decide to go start eating humans and sacrificing people and trafficking young. I'm gonna blub that word. I can't believe I actually said that. Yeah, nah. YouTube is not gonna let that. YouTube's not gonna let that slide. But yeah, abusing young individuals, bro. So I have yapped for too much now. Let's just actually get on the video, bro. What the hell?
I am increasingly disgusted by the way this is all a big joke to liars like Howard Lutnick, who...
By the way, I just realized I didn't even give this guy, I didn't even give Voidzilla a shout out. Yeah, shouts out flipping Voidzilla, man, pumping out these great videos, man, just absolutely going deep down in these Epstein files and just bringing us great content. Shouts out big Voidzilla, and I'm not even subscribed. Let me subscribe to the boy. Yeah, let me subscribe to him. All right, let's get back into it.
Deceive the American public about the status of his relationship with Jeffrey Epstein.
That guy was there. I wasn't going.
Now he testifies under oath that he actually went to the island of the creep and brought his kids.
We had lunch on the island. That is true, for an hour. and we left with all of my children.
Nevertheless, every
Wow.
time Epstein is brought up, this guy can't stop chuckling. Here's Lutnick laughing again when Trump is addressing a question about Epstein.
To talk about how to respond to the Epstein situation.
Damn, that is actually so dark. He isn't even trying to hide it. That is so flipping dark, bro. It really goes to show you how comfortable these guys really are, bro. This whole it genuinely isn't really affecting these people, bro. It isn't affecting. That's how much power these people have. Look, bro, it's literally a joke to them. It's like, haha, you guys finally caught onto the joke, but it's too late. We've done everything we wanted to do. Boo-hoo, cry about it in the corner. It literally, they don't care, bro. They don't care.
I don't know. I could ask you that question.
He thinks it's the funniest thing he's ever heard. And maybe
what I'm
it's
saying.
because they really think we are buying it. Maybe it's because they think, hey, we're just going to get away with this. We can just keep, the lies are so brazen, so audacious, so in your face that it is actually funny to them. And you know what? I have to agree that the way the FBI and DOJ have been treating this is a joke. Because we just talked to a congressman who passed the Epstein Transparency Act. As part of it, the DOJ was supposed to release all the Epstein files with no redactions except for survivors. That didn't happen. Several of the survivors' names were left unredacted,
Wow.
and several of the perpetrators' names were left redacted.
Is an email that was sent by the victims' lawyers to the DOJ. It was a list of names not to release. What did the DOJ do with this email? They released this email in the document production. Literally the worst thing you could do to the survivors, you did. The title of this one is Child Trafficking.
Wow.
Co-conspirators, fully redacted.
But in response to criticism that they had over-redacted, they said, hey, we're so transparent, we're going to let you guys come and see the unredacted files to the congressman. The problem is, guess what happened when those congressmen showed up? The unredacted files, many of them, were redacted underneath the redaction. There were 2 layers of redactions. By the time the DOJ got them, they were already redacted. So what they're looking at is an unredacted, redacted copy of the Epstein files.
What?
This is at the same time that the FBI has a government project to build a next generation redaction tool where they claim they need multi-layer redaction management. And you can see it here where a representative talks about getting to see the quote unredacted files. He says the search function didn't actually work. Half the stuff I was looking for was still redacted. We couldn't write on files we brought in. We shared 4 computers for 435 members of Congress. So what is this actually? This is transparency theater. This is not real transparency. It is actually a joke. Here's another joke. The FBI just concluded again that Jeffrey Epstein wasn't running a ring for powerful men. But when the public was asked about this just the other day, 94% believe that he was. So obviously there's a huge gap between what the FBI says they believe and what the public, who has now at this point seen most of the same files, say they believe. If anything, the FBI by definition would have access to more evidence. And yet with
And I literally said this in the last video, bro. There's just no way the FBI released the real thing. Everybody was going crazy saying, oh yeah, the FBI released the redacted files, guys. It's all exposed. But it isn't. It's even more redacted now. The redacted files are even more redacted now, bro. Like, what are we doing, bro? Oh my god, man. I just knew you can't trust the FBI. Like, you can't trust them niggas, bro.
the files that we already do have, 94% of the public say, yeah, Epstein obviously was trafficking, but the FBI, of course, isn't investigating new parties. They say there's no evidence for it.
Who, if anyone, did Epstein traffic these young women to besides himself?
Himself. There is no credible information. None. If there were, I would bring the case yesterday that he trafficked to other individuals. And the information we have, again, is limited.
So the answer is no one
For the information that we have
in the files.
in the case file.
Okay, even if you believe what he says, after the revelation that the FBI themselves thought there were 4 co-conspirators in the previous draft indictment, they later said they thought they had 10 co-conspirators. Now you're supposed to believe Nope, no women were trafficked to any of these people. Epstein was working alone. It might be surprising to learn then that the DOJ and FBI under Pam Bondi and Kash Patel, who ran on the idea of releasing these files, have not talked to people who say they were victimized by Jeffrey Epstein. This was brought out 2 different times. I want to watch both of them with you because it's astonishing to hear someone say, we have no credible evidence on other perpetrators, only to learn you never talked to the women who were allegedly trafficked.
At the age of 14 and 16 years old, and they called to meet with the president and to meet with the FBI and to have people investigate their claims. Some of them have never testified before. If you are so interested in getting the public to submit any information, why have you not met with them? You said you haven't met with them. Have you met with them? I'll give you one more chance.
My job as the FBI director
is the answer
it's a yes or no flipping question, you dumb shit.
Yes or no to whether or not you met with these women who were abused and
any insinuation by you or any people on your side that I am not manhunting child traffickers, just look at the stats. And you talk about cover-ups, man.
Mr. Chairman,
you talk about cover-ups.
I'm going to stop it there. It just devolved. He refuses to answer the question of, did you actually meet with these women? Luckily for us, some of those same people later showed up at another hearing, this time in a hearing with Pam Bondi.
Survivors in the room, if you are willing, please stand.
Damn.
And if you are willing, please raise your hands if you have still...
These people have seen some shit, bro. These women have seen some shit. Some dog shit, bro. Wow.
not been able to meet with this Department of Justice. Please know for the record that every single survivor has raised their hand.
Yeah, it's honestly shocking to see. There's these people who are claiming to be victims of Epstein. The DOJ and FBI have consistently said, look, we want to take all available evidence. We just need the evidence.
And we have continuously and publicly asked for the public to come forward with more information. If there is, we'll look at it.
And then it's like, well, did you interview these people who say they have evidence? Well, no, actually, we didn't. This comes up again.
Now, would the survivors and victims who are here please stand up one more time? Just by show of hands, how many of you or your loved ones actually have met with the Department of Justice and provided testimony and estimate and evidence? None. And of those of you who have not met, which is everyone, how many of you have reached out either individually or through a lawyer or representative to offer to provide testimony and evidence?
Yep.
All of them.
All of them.
Oh my gosh. I mean, what can you even say to that? This is a DOJ. This is an FBI that claims to be interested in getting to the bottom of the Epstein files, except when actually asked, they cover up, they redact, and they don't ask for victim testimony or evidence. I mean, how can you possibly say you've reached a conclusion as to an investigation when you literally haven't talked to the people who would be a victim of said investigation? Furthermore, how can Kash Patel say under oath, without perjuring himself, that there was no credible evidence that Epstein trafficked to anyone else, when internal emails to 710 directors call, it says
Are we trying to defend this? Bro, what you trying to do? Are you trying to defend this guy, bro? Even in death, after all the horrendous things he's done, are you really trying to defend this guy, bro? That's what I'm literally getting from this right now. You're trying to protect those people, bro, who may still be alive. I don't know whether those people signed a deal with the FBI, and that's what I'm thinking. That whoever Epstein's fellow traffickers are, the FBI is probably trying to protect them, and it's crazy, bro. Because like, what's literally stopping you from actually doing a proper investigation and exposing every flipping body else who was really part of this whole clown fiesta, bro? What is stopping you?
Approximately 4 to 5 victims accused other adult men of abusing them, there was not enough evidence to federally charge these individuals, so the cases were referred to local law enforcement. Again, there's a huge difference between there's no credible evidence.
There is no credible information.
Shut your bitch ass up, bro.
None.
And we couldn't pull charges. I mean, that's a totally different thing. And in that case, isn't the whole point to investigate that? Isn't the whole point to call more of the people saying they have evidence? Isn't that your job? How can the FBI, the DOJ, conclude definitively that Epstein wasn't trafficking to anyone when Jess Staley, during a UK court hearing in 2025, admitted to having with a member of Epstein's staff?
What?
He, of course, described it as consensual. But internally within the Epstein files, there's accusations against Jess Staley. One of the files alleges that a victim was left with body marks after an interaction with the former Barclays boss. The disgusting Mr. Staley, if anyone ever calls me Tinkerbell again, I will lose my mind. Which I know sounds weird that Jess Staley would allegedly refer to a girl as some type of like Disney character or cartoon character, but this is consistent with email exchanges. Jess Staley says, "That was fun," to Jeffrey Epstein. "Say hi to Snow White. What character would you like next?" Epstein later asks, to which Staley replied, "Beauty and the Beast." Epstein responded, "Well, one side is available." Now again, I'm not saying these emails would be enough to charge Jess Staley, but to investigate? Almost certainly. It's definitely unconscionable to say there's zero evidence of Epstein trafficking to anyone.
There is no credible information. None.
How can that possibly be true when some of your files say 4 or 5 victims accused other men? So it's just totally insane to me the way we are all treating this, where the people in power whose job it is to hold these people accountable, they want to laugh about it, they want to joke, they want you to smile about the whole thing. This actually came to a head when one reporter asked about the survivors.
But I think it's time now for the country to maybe get onto something else.
But what would you say to people
Shut your bitch ass up, you old flipping wrinkly ass nigga, bro. I can't believe he just actually said that, bro. I think it's time for the country to move on to other things. They're trying to distract us, guys. They're trying to distract, bro. They're gonna pull everything they flipping can. Did you see the Trump Twitter, by the way? When he posted a flipping video, AI video of Obama and flipping his wife, AI monkey video of Obama and his wife, and then deleted the thing, and then people started talking about it. That's distraction, guys. And he's literally saying it right now. He's saying, I think it's time for the country to move on to other things. No, bro, we're not going to move on to other things. We're going to get to the roots of this bullshit that you and people like you have been doing. We're going to get to the bottom of it. That's what we're going to do, okay? We're not going to move on to other things. No. We're going to flip and pull your fucking skeletons out, bro. All the skeletons you've hidden in your closet, we're going to pull all them shits out, bro. And we're going to see you people, you and the people you are like you and the people like you for the people that you truly are. That's what we're going to do, okay?
Injustice, Mr. President.
Something that people care about.
Got
You are
injustice.
the worst reporter. You know, she's a young woman. I don't think I've ever seen you smile. I've known you for 10 years. I don't think I've ever seen a smile
Well,
on
I'm
your
asking
face.
you about survivors of Jeffrey
You know
Epstein's,
why you're
Mr.
not
President.
smiling? Because you know you're not telling the truth.
It's honestly baffling. I mean, how are we supposed...
Yo, I hate this bitch. Nah. I hate this guy, bro. I don't like this guy. I genuinely do not like this flipping guy, bro. What? Bro completely does a flipping 360, 180, whatever around the flipping question and directly attacks the reporter herself. I don't like you. Shall never see her smile, guys. Trying to make a light show out of the situation. And I love the fact that the reporter did not even break a single bit, because most reporters probably would crack a smile. No. She stood sturdy on that shit, and I fucking fuck with her for that shit, bro. What are we talking about, bro? We're talking about flipping. We're talking about a man that's flipping, trafficking people, sacrificing people to his flipping God, and doing all these other crazy things with so many celebrity connections, so many celebrities connected to the thing, world leaders, billionaires, everything connected to the whole thing. We're talking about, this is what we're talking about, bro. There is nothing bigger than this currently, and you're talking about let's move on to bigger things. No, we're not gonna do what you say, Mr. Trump. We're gonna get to the roots of this, because I believe personally that this is where some of the truth lies, bro. Seriously, because like, bro, it's crazy, man. Let's just keep going.
Supposed to act during the Epstein files when we hear about these horrific stories? Are we all supposed to be like Howard Lutnick, just guffawing, laughing it up?
Not even hiding it either, just
How are we supposed to treat this travesty of justice? And again, I want to restate for the millionth time, this is not political, no matter how much the DOJ and FBI try to argue that it is. The person we're about to watch questioning Pam Bondi is a Republican. But anytime you say anything negative about the Epstein file handling, which was run on by this administration, they either bounce to, well, you must hate Trump, or the Democrats didn't do it last time, so we shouldn't be expected to do anything either. And you're about to see more of that.
Within 40 minutes, Wexner's name was added back.
Within 40 minutes of me catching you red-handed.
There was one redaction out
Where
of
he's
over
listed as a
4,700,
co-conspirator.
and we invited you in. This guy has Trump
Gentlemen.
derangement syndrome.
Literally, we caught you guys redacting a co-conspirator's name. I mean, there's a lot more than that they redacted, but it's like, for them to say, oh, what? It was just one name. We put it up when you said so. When you caught us on our 4 computers we allowed you to use with redactions on top of redactions. And Pam Bondi's performance here was so bad that at one point she's being asked about, like, are you bringing any more indictments? Are you investigating anyone? And she jumps back to some pretty bizarre talking points.
How many of Epstein's co-conspirators have you indicted? How many perpetrators are you even investigating?
First, you showed it. I find it.
How many have you indicted?
Excuse me. I'm going to answer the question.
Answer my question.
No, I'm going to answer the question the way I want to answer the question.
No,
Your
you're going to answer the
theatrics are
question the way I
ridiculous.
asked it.
And none of them ask Merrick Garland over the last 4 years one word about Jeffrey Epstein. How ironic is that? You know why? Because Donald Trump, the Dow right now is over. The Dow is over $50,000. I don't know why you're laughing. You're a great stock trader.
What the fuck are you fucking talking about, woman?
As I hear Raskin, the Dow is over 50,000 right now. The S&P at almost 7,000. And the NASDAQ smashing records. Americans' 401ks and retirement savings are booming. That's what we should be talking about. We should be talking about making Americans safe. We should be talking about, what does a Dow have to do with anything? That's what they just asked. Are you kidding?
No, I do want to know, what does the Dow have to do with Jeffrey?
I'm asking the same question, bro.
Epstein victims. I truly don't understand that. So yeah, this whole thing was a complete disaster.
Flipping, got to have some mental issues. But these people got to have some, bro. The mental gymnastics that these people are pulling is crazy. You niggas got to have some crazy mental issues or something, bro. Like, what are we doing? It's talking about the Dow. Nobody cares about the Dow, bro. We want to know what Epstein was flipping doing with his people, bro. Like, that's what we're trying to figure out. Nobody cares about a Dow, man.
A meltdown. They're treating it as an absolute joke, and they criticize you if you don't smile like Howard Lutnick when he's caught lying about the Epstein files. And while I can't personally muster that kind of energy, I do want to talk about some more of the revelations in the Epstein file. Like, the most noteworthy is that Trump called the Palm Beach Police Department immediately after Epstein was arrested, according to a police chief that was interviewed in 2019. Wow. He says back when he arrested Epstein the first time, Trump called him and said, "Thank goodness you're stopping him. Everyone has known he's been doing this." Saying about Maxwell, she's evil, and to focus on her, according to the police chief, Trump was one of the first people to call. Julie K. Brown said that when Trump called the chief, it was after the Epstein story became public when Epstein was arrested. This actually goes a long way to explain Speaker Mike Johnson's previous comments that Trump blew the whistle to the FBI to stop Epstein.
He was an FBI informant to try to take this stuff down.
It's obvious that he probably just misunderstood that it was an FBI interview of a police chief, and that at the time it was the Palm Beach Police Department handling that case. And I think that even for the people who say, okay, that's just because they had a falling out over real estate or anything like that, I think it undoubtedly is a good look for Donald Trump and clearly something they're going to hang on to as more of these files get released. We also have something that kind of goes the other way. Remember the Wall Street Journal birthday book story, which Trump said is absolutely false and he's suing over? We have a B-Day book update sent in 2002 when the book was supposedly drafted, and we see LM for blank, George Mitchell, Donald Trump, Henry Jarecki, and Leon Black, which definitely undermines his case, defamation case, against the Wall Street Journal. I think another interesting component of this was realizing that Jeffrey Epstein was secretly buying motion-detected hidden cameras that record, and one of the people who said they were installing them said they were installing them into Kleenex boxes. There's another email from Jeffrey Epstein where he claims to need a button camera for the Sultan. Once again, highlighting that this case about Jeffrey Epstein is also a bizarre case of power. Who did this guy work for? He talks about going to an SCIF, which might be an acronym for a sensitive compartmented information facility. Later, he says that Ehud Barak is with me. You would have loved my tech meeting in the SCIF. This is an intelligence term, which is usually something you need the ability to receive classified information for, although it's not clear because later Epstein says that his house is similar to an SCIF. So the connection to the government is not exactly bulletproof. I don't want to give the false impression that it was, but it does raise a bunch of questions. Like Bradley Edwards, one of the victim's lawyers, actually speaks about this in his book. He said that this bodyguard had been sent by Epstein to Virginia to CIA headquarters. Nervously telling me the story, the bodyguard said, "I don't know why I was there, but he told me they would take care of me. I attended a class for a week. At the beginning of the class, everyone had to introduce themselves. There were 45 people. 44 were in the CIA or some other government unit with top secret clearance. I was the only private citizen." So clearly there's some indication, some testimony to the fact that Epstein may have had access to either classified briefings or he had some pool with the CIA. Now, we might know about this because there was actually a FOIA to the CIA about Jeffrey Epstein. Ironically, it was from Jeffrey Epstein. This is Jason Leopold saying the Epstein filed FOIA requests with the CIA in which he sought documents that would show that he had a, quote, open affiliation with the CIA between 1999 and 2011, and NSA for documents relating or referring to himself. Epstein did not receive any records. Instead, he got GLOMARS. That just refers to a term that basically they neither confirmed or denied it because they said that doing so would reveal, quote, a classified connection to the CIA, and thus the CIA cannot confirm or deny the existence of records responsive to your request. Therefore, you may consider this portion a denial of your request pursuant to FOIA exemptions. More specifically, they say, we searched the CIA originated responsive records that...
This thing is so deep, bro. Nah. I'm not gonna lie. He's saying all these things. I'm not gonna pretend like I even understand half of what this shit is. I'm not gonna act like I pretend. I'm just gonna come out and say, bro, I don't even know half of the shit he's talking about. But nah, it really shows you how deep this thing goes, bro. Wow. The CIA is really flipping. Yeah, man, CIA ain't really all the way up out there with us, man. We thought they were on our side. They had us in the first half for sure. You know what I'm saying? We heard the CIA or FBI, sorry. We heard the FBI drop the thing. You know what I'm saying? Did the investigation, dropped the Epstein files. So, oh, wow, the FBI should releasing the truth. But it turns out you're not all the way up there with us, man. You're not really on our side all the way there, man. So, yeah, man, they're still, redacting things. Redaction on top of another redaction. Wow. Yeah, man, that's crazy, bro. But yeah, I think we're gonna get there though. We're gonna really get there, and we're gonna really see. Everybody's gonna get exposed. But that's this crazy thing. Everybody's gonna get exposed, but what's really gonna happen, bro? Like, these people are barely fucking worried. They're not even worried about this shit. We saw that congressman, dude was flipping, having a big ass guffaw, bro. Bro was laughing, having a hefty belly laugh, bro. He wasn't even trying to flip and hold that shit, bro. He doesn't care. And That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. Yeah, man. But anyways, big shouts out to Voidzilla, Coffeezilla, aka Coffeezilla. Making these videos, man. These videos are flipping amazing, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's gonna be it for now, guys. I hope you guys have a great, wonderful day. Stay safe. God's with you.